Fola lived in Lagos with his younger sister Titi. Their parents had died when Titi was still very small, so Fola had been the one taking care of her ever since then. Even though life was not easy, Fola made sure Titi never lacked anything. He worked hard every day by managing his father's company so they could have food to eat, clothes to wear, and a roof over their heads. Fola and Titi loved each other very much. They were not just brother and sister, they were best friends. They did everything together. They cooked together, cleaned the house together, and even helped each other with little things. Every morning, they would sit down and eat breakfast together. Before leaving the house, they would pray and give each other a small kiss on the cheek. It was their special way of saying, "I love you." No matter how hard things got, they stayed strong because they had each other. Their love and care kept them going. Fola promised himself he would always be there for Titi, and she knew her big brother would never let her down. As time passed, Fola grew into a real man. He became strong, wise, and hardworking. But even as he became older, his love for his younger sister Titi never changed. He cared for her deeply and always looked out for her. They were very close and nothing came between them. One day, while they were sitting outside the house, Titi looked at him and smiled. "Fola," she said softly, "don't you think it's time you found yourself a wife or at least a girl to talk to?" Fola looked at her and shook his head gently. "No, Titi," he replied. "I don't want anything that will come between us. You are the most important person in my life. Besides, I don't want anything that will disturb my peace of mind." Titi laughed kindly. "Fola, no one will ever come between us," she said. "I will always be your little sister, but you need someone by your side, someone to love you the way you deserve." Fola looked into her eyes. He could see that she truly meant it. After a moment of silence, he nodded slowly. "Okay, Titi," he said, "if you think it's time, then I will try. I will find someone, but promise me that nothing will change between us." Titi held his hand and smiled. "I promise," she said, "nothing will ever change the love we have for each other." Not quite long, Fola found a love. Her name was Sade. She was kind, gentle, and always smiling. Titi liked her too. She made Fola happy, and that made Titi happy at first. But soon, things started to change. Fola began to spend more and more time with Sade. They would go out together, talk for hours, and sometimes Fola would even forget to eat with Titi like before. Titi tried to understand. She told herself, "Fola is happy. That is all that matters." But deep inside, he missed his brother so much. The laughter, the talks, the games, they were all gone. At night, Titi would sit alone. He felt lonely. Sometimes tears would fall from her eyes. She wanted to talk to Fola, but Fola was not there. He was with Sade. Titi felt forgotten. She tried to be strong, but it hurt. She still loved Fola, but she wished things could be like before. Any small opportunity Titi got to spend with Fola, he was always excited. She hoped they could talk and laugh like before. But every time they sat together, Fola would only talk about Sade. "Sade did this. Sade did that. Sade made me laugh today." Titi would just sit there quietly, feeling angry inside. She didn't say much. She just listened. Even though it hurt her, Fola did not notice. He didn't see the sadness in her eyes. He didn't know that his words were breaking her heart. Sometimes, Titi would cook his favorite food and call him to come and eat. But Fola would smile and say, "Oh, thank you, but I have already eaten. Sade made something delicious." Titi would force a smile and nod, but after he left, she would sit by the food, tears falling from her eyes. She would cry quietly and ask herself, what happened to my food? Didn't he like it anymore? What happened to us? She missed her brother. She missed the way they used to be. Soon, Fola started staying out late. He would leave in the morning and not return until the stars were already shining in the sky. Titi waited for him every night, sitting alone in the living room watching the door. One night, when Fola finally came in, Titi asked him softly, "Why are you always coming home so late?" Fola smiled gently and said, "Sade is full of love. She makes my day special. I feel happy when I am with her." Then, without waiting for another word, he walked past Titi and went to his room, still smiling. Titi sat there, her hands folded tightly. Anger filled her heart. She didn't say a word out loud, but deep inside she whispered to herself, "I will not allow a stranger to take my place in my brother's heart. I must find a way to stop them before things got worse." She looked at the door Fola had just closed. Her eyes were full of pain. She missed her brother, the old Fola who always had time for her. Now she felt like he was slipping away, and she knew she had to do something before she lost him completely. The next day, Titi woke up early. She dressed up quietly, her heart heavy with emotions. Without telling Fola, she walked straight to Sade's house. When Sade opened the door and saw Titi, she smiled warmly and quickly came forward to hug her. But Titi stepped back sharply and said, "Please, I am not here for this." Sade froze in surprise. Her smile faded as she looked at Titi confused. "I am here to tell you something," Titi continued firmly. "Please leave my brother alone." "Why?" Sade asked softly, still trying to understand what was happening. Titi's voice shook, but she didn't stop. "Since you came into his life, everything has changed. He no longer has time for me. He comes home late. He doesn't eat my food anymore. And all he talks about is you. Sade this, Sade that." Titi's eyes filled with tears. Her voice cracked as she added, "We don't share good moments like we used to. It's like I have lost him, and he's all I have. He is the only family I have left. Please leave him for me." Tears rolled down her cheeks as she stood there heartbroken. Sade looked straight into her eyes and asked, "I thought Fola is your brother. Why are you acting like there is something serious going on between you and him? Or are you one of those girls that lost after their own blood brother?" Titi's face changed immediately. She was now very angry. She shouted, "I don't have time for such stupid questions. Just leave my brother for me, or else I will personally deal with you." Sade took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. Then she said softly, "Please, just tell your brother to leave me alone. Once he leaves me, I will also leave him. I am not chasing anyone." Without waiting for another word, Sade turned around and walked away, leaving Titi alone in the living room. As she stepped outside, tears rolled down her cheeks. She wiped them quickly, not wanting anyone to see her crying, and quietly left Sade's house. Fola, not knowing what had just happened, came to visit Sade as usual. He only wanted to spend some time with her, like they always did. But when he saw the look on Sade's face, he knew something was wrong. Sade looked at him and said, "Fola, your sister came to see me today." Fola was surprised. "What did she want?" he asked. Sade sighed and replied, "She was very angry. She said I should leave you alone, or she will personally deal with me." Fola's eyes widened. "You mean my sister said that to you?" he asked coldly. Sade nodded slowly. "Yes, she did. But Fola, you really need to make out time for her. She is somehow right. You are the only family she has. She loves you, she cares about you, and she misses you too." But Fola was too angry to hear any of that. He stood up suddenly without saying another word and quickly walked out of the house. Titi was sitting in the living room watching a movie on her phone when Fola suddenly burst in. She quickly stood up and asked him, "Who is after you?" Fola pointed at her angrily and shouted, "How could you, Titi? How dare you say something like that to her?" Titi looked surprised and said, "Oh, so she told you already?" She took a step closer and continued, "Don't you think she is taking too much of your time? I miss you, Fola. I miss our conversations, our dinners together. I miss everything about us." Fola's eyes burned with anger as he yelled, "Shut your mouth before I do it for you. I told you before I never wanted a woman in my life, but you convinced me to try. And now that I finally found peace in her, all you could do was try to chase her away just because of your selfish desire." Both sister and brother started shedding tears. "I have been both a mother and a father to you since our parents passed away," Fola continued, his voice shaking with emotions. "I made sure you lacked nothing. I provided everything you needed. Haven't I done enough?" He paused for a moment, then added, "Just this one small moment of happiness with Sade, and you want to ruin it." Titi tried to speak, but he cut her off sharply. "From today, don't ever come close to me. You don't deserve me." With that, Fola walked out, leaving Titi all alone in the living room. Titi burst into uncontrollable tears. Her sobs echoed through the silent house. Titi sat alone in the living room, tears rolling down her cheeks. Her heart felt heavy and her chest ached with pain. She never meant to hurt Fola. She just wanted to be heard. As she cried, memories of their childhood flashed in her mind. The days when they laughed together, played in the yard, and held each other close after their parents died. Upstairs, Fola sat on his bed, holding back his own tears. He had tried to be strong for so long. He had been both a father and a mother to Titi, working hard to give her everything. Now he felt like she didn't understand how much he had sacrificed. But deep inside, he also felt pain. Pain from the harsh word he had spoken. He didn't really mean to push her away. He was just hurt that she couldn't be happy for him and Sade. But downstairs, Titi curved into the corner of the couch, still sobbing. "Why did he say that to me?" she whispered to herself. "I was only scared of losing him." Suddenly, she heard soft footsteps behind her. It was Fola. His eyes were red, and he looked tired. He slowly walked towards her, sat beside her, and said in a quiet voice, "Titi, I am sorry." Titi looked up at him, surprised. "You are? You are not angry anymore?" she asked. Fola shook his head. "I am still hurt, but you are my sister. We only have each other. I shouldn't have said those things. I was just overwhelmed." Titi wiped her tears. "I didn't mean to ruin your happiness, Fola. I was just afraid that Seda would take you away from me." Fola smiled gently. "No one can take me away from you. You will always be my little sister. But please try to understand that I deserve to be happy too." Titi nodded slowly. Then, without another word, the two of them hugged each other tightly, tears falling from both their eyes, not from pain anymore, but from the deep love they still had for each other. After a few moments of emotional support, Fola held Titi's hand and said softly, "I understand how you feel, but I want you to understand something. I deserve to be happy. I am a man, and very soon I will have my own family, my wife and my children. They will need my attention, my time and my love. I have been there for you since we were kids, but we can't be together forever. You can't be my wife, and I can't be your husband. One day, both of us will have our own separate families." Titi nodded slowly, her eyes filled with tears. but also understanding. Okay, she said quietly. I understand. I promise I will learn how to control my feelings towards you. I will talk to Sade. I will ask her to forgive me. Just then, the door opened and Sade walked in. She paused when she saw them, her expression unsure. Titi stood up and took a deep breath. She looked at Sade and said, Sade, I am really sorry for everything. I have let my emotions get in the way, but I never meant to hurt you. Please forgive me. Sade looked at her surprised. For a moment, the room was silent. Then she took a step forward and said, I forgive you, Titi. It hasn't been easy, but I am glad you are honest. Sade took another step closer and looked at Titi kindly and said, I love your brother and he loves you too. Please don't feel rejected by anyone. Maybe you should find someone special too, so you won't feel hurt anymore. Titi nodded slowly. I will try, she said softly. I understand now, yes. I understand the difference between the love he has for both of us. Sade smiled, her eyes is warm. I am glad you understand. I hope he didn't hurt you, though he left so angrily when I told him about us. I came to make sure he didn't lay a hand on you. Titi shook her head. No, he didn't. He didn't beat me. He only shouted. He was just very upset. Just then, Fola walked up to them. His face was calm now. He looked at both girls and let out a deep sigh. Without saying a word, the three of them moved closer and hugged each other tightly. No more anger, no more tears, just understanding, love, and a new beginning.